So the next method which we'll be dealing in population forecasting is logistic method. Now this method, first of all, I'll tell you, this method is very important if you are considering your examination point of view, first thing. Second thing, here simply you have to develop the equation of logistic curve for population forecasting, with the help of which you can forecast the population, nothing else. So what happens basically in this population forecasting by logistic method, we'll see. Now I have already told you, when we have dealt with all the previous population forecasting data, we have what? We have the population, we have the time corresponding to that population. So let's plot that. You have population here, you have time here. Now let us suppose, first of all, what I have told you, this variation of population with respect to time, it follows what? It follows sort of this S curve, right? Now, first of all, at any time t naught, let us suppose at time t is equal to t naught, the population p was p naught. So let us plot this. Excuse me. This was p naught. Now what I am telling you is, at t is equal to t1, population p is p1. This can be any numerical value. I am just taking it in terms of t and p. There should be slightly here, or I'll erase this one. T1. And last I'll take, at t is equal to t2, population p is p2. So this will be for t2 time, population corresponding to it will be p2. This one is, this is the one, this will be p1, not this one. You can draw it, the point corresponding to that point on the graph. Fine. So you know that at time t is t naught, population is p naught, at t1 population is p1, and at t2 population is p2. Listen to this method very carefully, because there are some things which differ from the previous method. What is that? See, in the previous method, whenever you were doing calculations, you were doing from the last known decade. If you remember, in arithmetic method, geometric increase method, or incremental increase method, the last you used to take was t naught was the last known decade, and p naught was the last known population which you recorded as per the known population. This is population. Fine. This you used to do in what? You used to do that in incremental method, geometric increase method, arithmetic method. But here in logistic method, what you will be doing is, t naught will be the base year. That is, although after t naught you recorded the data at t1, t2, but all the calculations will be done with respect to the base year. Right? So here this was done in where? It was done in geometric increase, incremental, and arithmetic. I have repeated it thrice. So don't you ever make mistakes in this. Okay? Now here what you will do is, t naught base year and p naught population of base year. This you will follow in logistic method. This you will follow in logistic method. Now, when you will be able to apply this logistic method, that also you have to understand. When you will be able to apply this, now see, this is clear to you. Now, this you will be able to apply when T2 is twice of T1. That means you will be able to apply this logistic method when time T2 is twice of T1. Now, how can you know that T2 is twice of T1? I will give you an example and do it. Let us suppose 1970, 1990 and 2030. Fine. Now, see. I will consider 1970 as the base year. I will consider 1970 as the base year. So from here, what is the gap between 1970 and 1990? 2 decades. So T1 is how much? 2 decades. What is the gap from 1970 to 2030? 1970 to 1980, 1990, 2010. Sorry, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, 2020, 2030. That is 6 decades. 6 decades. So now you tell me, is T2 twice of T1? If you'll do it here, 2 times of 2 will give you 4. But here what I have T2? 6. So here T2 is not equal to twice of T1. So here you can't apply this logistic method. Now, I'll give you another example. The other example is 1970, 1990 and 2010. Now, tell me whether now you can apply a logistic method or not. Now, see this. Here, T1 is 2 decades. From 1970 to 2010, it is how much? 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 2000, 2000 to 2010. 4 decades. So T2 is 4. Now see, here is T2 twice of T1. Yes. Here T2 is twice of T1. So here you can apply this logistic curve method. So whenever you have to apply logistic curve method, first check whether T2 is equal to twice of T1 or not. And every time remember this, T0, all the calculations which you do it from the base year. You do the calculations from the base year. That you should know. Fine. That is why I have written for logistic method what will be T0 and what will be P0. Now, there will be some equation of this logistic curve. I told you this from examination point of view, logistic method is important because you have to develop an equation and substitute the values from which you will be able to forecast the population. So now, the equation of logistic curve. It is given by minus log PS minus P0 upon P0 minus K PST. This K is a constant which depends upon P0, P1, P2. First of all, this is the equation of logistic curve where you will substitute the values and you will be able to forecast the population. But now, if you see this equation from the point of view of calculations or for solving this, there are many things which is unknown to you. P is unknown to you, K is unknown to you, PS is unknown to you. So if there are 3 unknowns, you require 3 equations. So we have 3 equations. What are those 3 equations? At T is equal to T0, P is P0. So we'll substitute the values like log PS minus P0 upon P0 minus log PS minus P0 upon P0 minus KPS T0. This is equation number 1. Second equation is what? We have already developed the boundary conditions. At T is T1, P is P1. So what you will do is log PS minus P1 upon P1 minus log PS minus P0 upon P0 is equal to minus kps T1. This is equation 2. Third equation will be at T is equal to T2, population P is P2. So what you will get, log PS minus P2 by P2 minus log PS minus P0 by P0 is equal to minus KPS T2. So you have got the three equations based on these boundary conditions. You have got these three values. What you have to do, you can solve it and get the value of the unknowns. But the thing is, can you imagine, first of all you have to make these three equations and solve it and get the value. This is so much of hectic. Fine. And if you'll ask me why this name is given to it as logistic method, fine, if you have that query in your mind, I can tell you that this equation, if you talk generally first, what you know, that y is the function of x. Here what is happening in place of y, what we have, time. Time is the function of, sorry, it's population. Population is the function of time. So here population is the function of time, first thing. How it is the function of time? As the time increases, population increases, first thing. Second, this is an equation of a logarithmic curve. This is an equation of a logarithmic curve. And if you remember this S curve I told you, you call it as S curve, autocatalytic curve or logarithmic curve also. Fine. So this is the equation of logarithmic curve, and with the help of which we are able to forecast the population. That is why this method is known as logistic method and the curve is known as logistic curve. Right? Now, so we have developed the simple empirical equations, or basically simple equations, not empirical you can say here. So we'll develop a simple equations with the help of which we'll substitute the values and we'll get the population. How? Just see. First of all, how can you calculate this PS? PS is equal to 2 P0 P1 P2 minus P1 square P0 plus P2, P0 P2 minus P1 square. This formula you have to remember. Just solve one or two questions, you will remember this formula. First thing. Fine. Now, second thing is P is equal to PS 1 plus M log inverse NT. So if you want to calculate the population at any time, you have to calculate saturation population. PS is the saturation population, which I have already told you. Now, what is this M and what is this N? Simply, M is PS minus P0 upon P0. And N is what? N is 1 upon T1 log you will calculate 1 upon T1 because here you have to substitute the value of N. Fine. So I'll substitute it P0, PS minus P1, P1, PS minus P0. So this equations you have to remember for solving the question by logistic curve method. This you have to remember. Fine. So if first of all you have to calculate the saturation population, you know I have already told you. P0 is the population corresponding to time t is equal to 0, or basically time t is equal to T0. P1 at time T1, P2 time T2, and provided T2 is twice of T1. Fine. So in this case only you will be able to apply this. So these four things, mark it in block, and this is the equation of logistic curve. Why this equation you have to remember is because what happens in, if you are talking about ESE objective or any state level objective examinations, they can ask you this. Fine. They can ask you about these things, that what is, they can give you different equations. Like I'll give you an example. This PS minus P divided by P, this thing they'll give you here, and this whole term they'll give you here. And like all these permutation combinations they'll do, and they'll ask you that which is the correct equation of logistic curve. So you should memorize this, that how is this equation basically written. And if they ask you about K is a constant which depends upon P0, P1, P2. PS is the saturation population. All these things you should know, right? That is then only 1 marks equation question you will be able to solve it if it comes in the objective. Okay. Now, this is clear to you. The thing is, we can solve one question on this topic because generally you people make mistake in calculating the base here. One mistakes which you all people always do, I'll tell you that before we'll move to the questions part regarding it. See, I have told you gap between 1970 to 1990 is 2 decades. From 1970 to 2030 is 6 decades. What you people do is, I'll tell you, 1970 to 1990, you'll mark it as 2 decades. Then, this is time T1. Then when it comes to calculate T2, what you do when it comes to calculate T2, you say T2 is 4 decades. From where you calculated it? You calculated it from 1990, which is wrong. This whole thing is wrong. And then you will say T2 is twice of T1. So this equation is, basically this equation is valid. You can apply the logistic method, which will be wrong. Because now only I have told you this, you mark it in note. This you mark it in note that T2 has to be equal to twice of T1, and then only you can apply this logistic method. Fine, and just solve 1-2 questions on this saturation population logistic curve method so that you will be able to memorize these formulas and you will be able to solve it. So the question is, the population of a city in 3 consecutive years, that is 1991, 2001 and 2011 is 80,000, 2,50,000 and 4,80,000 respectively. First question which has asked you is determine the saturation population. That means at 1991, what was the population? 80,000. Then at 2001, the population was 2,50,000. Then in 2011, the population was 4,80,000. Fine. These 3 populations are given and first it has asked you to determine the saturation population. You know, before calculating saturation population, what you have to do is, we'll calculate the decades here. Like how? From 1991 to 2001, we'll consider this 1991 as the base here. Fine. So from 1991 to 2001, it is 10 years. That is, T1 is 1 decade. Fine, T1 is 1 decades. I'll write decades also. Then from 1991 to 2011, what is the number of decades? T2 is how much? T2 is 2 decades, that is 20 years. So here you can see T2 is twice of T1. So here you can apply the logistic curve. Now how? Just see. First it has asked you what? To calculate the saturation population. What is the saturation population? 2 P0 P1 P2 minus P1 square P0 plus P2 P0 P2 minus P1 square. So you will substitute the values of P0 P1 P2 for calculating the saturation population. Now see, you know that we have already discussed at T is equal to T0, this one was P0, we'll consider this as the base here. So you can tell it as T is equal to T0, T is equal to T1 and T is equal to T2. So this is P0, this is P1, this is P2. We'll just substitute the values, nothing is there in this problem now. 2, 8 into 10 raised to power 4, 25 into 10 raised to power 4 into 48 into 10 raised to power 4 minus, what is P1 square? 25 into 10 raised to power 4 square. Then what is P0 and P2? P0 is 8 into 10 raised to power 4 plus P2 is how much? 48 into 10 raised to power 4. Then P0 P2 minus P1 square. What is P0 and P2? 8 into 10 raised to power 4. What is P2? 48 into 10 raised to power 4, and P1 square, that is 25 into 10 raised to power 4 square. So you will substitute this. We have substituted these values in the given equations and we'll solve it for getting the answer. So you can see it from here, 10 raised to power 16, fine, no, sorry, 10 raised to power 8 from here and 10 raised to power 8 from here will get cancelled out. So we'll solve this to get the answer first. So we'll solve this, it's a calculator. So it's 2 into 8 into 10 raised to power 4 into 25 into 10 raised to power 4 into 48 into 10 raised to power 4 minus 25 into 10 raised to power 4 square into 8 into 10 raised to power 4 plus 48 into 10 raised to power 4 divided by 8 into 10 raised to power 4 into 48 into 10 raised to power 4 minus 25 into 10 raised to power 4 whole square. Fine. So from here you will get as 655,602. So from here you will get 655,602. This will be your saturation population. So you are done with the first part. Only calculation was there. You can take those 10 raised to power 8 as common and you can solve it. No issues. Fine. Now the question comes is what? This saturation population was the first part of the question. Second part of the question, what it is given to you as the expected population in 2021. It has asked you the population in 2021. Now you only tell me, for calculating the expected population in 2021, this is the formula. Fine. In place of log inverse, this is NT, log inverse, you can put E. That means same only. So you can write it as PS 1 plus M e to the power NT. Fine. PS already you have calculated how much? 655,602. You have to calculate the value of M and N for knowing the population in 2021. So how can you calculate M? M is what? PS minus P0 upon P0. So what was PS? PS was 655,602 and what is P0? 80,000. And then P0 is 80,000. 80,000. So solve this and tell the value of PS. Solve this and tell the value of, tell the value of M. So we'll solve this 655,602 minus 80,000 divided by 80,000. You will get the value as 7.195. You will get the value of M as 7.195. Now how can you calculate N? N is given by 1 upon T1 log P0 PS minus P1 upon P1 PS minus P0. Now simply you have to substitute the values. What is T1? T1 is 1 decade. Already I have told you. So just substitute the values. Log. What is P0? P0 is 80,000. What is PS? PS 655,602 minus what was P1? P1 is 2,50,000. Here what we have, P1 was again 2,50,000. What is PS? 655,602 and what is P0? P0 is 80,000. So we'll calculate this. See, this is natural log. Don't forget that. So we'll calculate this 80,000 in bracket 655,602 minus 2,50,000. divided by 2,50,000 in bracket 655,602, just a minute, 655,602 minus 80,000. So from here you got 0.2254 and then I'll take the log of it. I will get as minus 1.48. This is the value of n. So I got the value of m, I got the value of n. I'll substitute in this equation. What is m here? How much I got? 7.195. E to the power, what is n I got? Minus 1.48. Now comes the question, what you will substitute in place of t? What you will substitute in the place of t? See, it has asked you the population in 2021. I'll check just once again. The expected population in 2021. So, from 1991 to 2021, how much are the decades? 1 decade, then you have what? 2 decades, and then you have 3 decades. That means this t will be 3 decades. So you will substitute it here what? 3. So you will substitute it here where it is here. 3 and you will get the answer. So solve this. 655,602 1 plus 7.195 e to the power minus 1.48 into 3. So from here you got the population as 604,312.89. Has the population been asked, like it has told you, or what, to round off to the nearest integer? Anything like that? No, it hasn't told you like this. So if you want to round it off, you can round it off to like to the nearest integer. This was the answer, no? You can round it off to the nearest integer value, or you want, you can substitute it like this only. Fine. So you saw this question was very simple. Only thing is, it becomes very difficult if you have to do in virtual calc. You see, I did in E991 ES plus, so it was a bit easy for me, but I'll advise you that you better do that in which one calc, in your virtual calc, so that you'll have a practice to it. So if you want, I can tell you once again what is the procedure which we followed. We have been given the population in 1991, 2001 and 2011. So we know that in logistic method, every calculation is done from the base year. So this 1991 was the base year and 80,000 was the population of the base year. So first of all, we checked whether logistic method could be applied it here or not. Yes, it could be applied because T2 was twice of T1. Then we calculated the saturation population. After that, we have been asked population in 2021. They can ask you in any year, any given year, okay? So that they can ask you in 2031, 2041. So only you have to change the value of t. Rest this m value, because m depends upon ps and p naught. And the next value is n. N value depends upon what? P naught, p1 and ps. Fine. So you calculated mn and then you just substituted it here. And you got the answer. Fine. So near about value, see this value, it could be like 60, somebody will get 53. So what happens is, this value is because I have taken 2 decimal places, somebody else would have taken 1 decimal places and somebody would have taken 3 decimal places. So near about variation is there, that is not an issue. The thing is that you should be clear that how you use the formula, because every time you make a mistake in logistic curve method, especially in the case of this time. Fine. If I would have asked you in 2021, you would have taken T is 1. T is 1 decade you would have taken. No, my dear. Always remember this. I am telling you, I think for the 10th time this time, that always take it from the base year. Every calculation is done with respect to base year. They should be clear to you. Fine. So I guess now you'll be able to apply this logistic curve method, logistic method for any questions for population forecasting.